Health organizations are calling on Ottawa to take immediate action on the sale of flavored nicotine pouches. It comes after a tobacco company was approved by Health Canada to sell the products with minimal regulatory protections. Experts say that the move means children of any age can buy the product.
There are not the restrictions in place that exist for the sale and marketing of tobacco products or vaping products. There's a huge regulatory gap. It should not be allowed to be on the market in the absence of proper regulations to protect youth. We know that some other countries, because of the problems that have existed and the marketing strategies of tobacco companies, Belgium and Netherlands, for example, have either banned these products or are in the process of banning them altogether because because of the marketing strategies.
The Canadian Cancer Society says the tobacco company has begun aggressively marketing the products by selling and promoting them in convenience stores and gas stations. Joining us now for more on this is addiction specialist Dr. Ginette Poulin. Dr. Poulin, thank you so much for taking the time today. First of all, what are nicotine pouches and how do they differ from other nicotine products like cigarettes, for example?
Sure. So the nicotine pouches are essentially little bags that contain nicotine, sometimes water, flavor, sweeteners, fillers, and essentially they're placed beneath or between the lips and the gums and absorbed in a fashion kind of like other nicotine replacement, such as lozenges or gum or even chewing tobacco. But its premise is really that it's got the nicotine without the tobacco. So unlike chewing tobacco or cigarettes, we don't have that tobacco plant leaf in there.
My understanding is that these pouches are supposed to help adult smokers quit more easily, but are these pouches just as addictive as other nicotine products? Where do they fall on that scale?
Yeah, absolutely. Nicotine is nicotine, no matter which delivery form one might consume it. Perhaps from the perspective of having not smoking it, there might be less concern from a respiratory perspective. But certainly the ranges of the content of nicotine are anywhere from 1 to 10 milligram within these patches, and there isn't regulation around this at this point in time. So that is a bit concerning. If we compare that to nicotine lozenges or gum that has a 2 to 4 milligram range of nicotine, I think even with adults, we don't really know at this point in time because it is new. We don't have any extensive research around these nicotine pouches. So while we hope that there might be helpful in adults, with children, it is really an unknown. And we know that nicotine has significant harms with children, as like they do with adults.
Right, and talk to us a little bit more about that. What are the risks for kids here? Because like you're saying, there are flavored versions of this product that, also often entice kids. Anything that looks kind of like candy or kind of like gum. What could be the risk for a child or a young teen who is picking these up?
First and foremost, we always worry about addiction with nicotine. And, the literature is strong in reporting that the earlier that someone starts consuming nicotine, i.e. a child, the risk for nicotine addiction and, in fact, severe nicotine addiction increases. So we definitely worry about that from one perspective. But arguably, I would also say for the overall health and well-being, meaning there's lots of impacts on the central nervous system, on, physical growth, respiratory, so their lungs, cardiovascular wise, their ability to learn, their ability to memory, their brain is still developing. So lots of concerns from a health perspective on what this might lend to in our children. And as you mentioned, with the flavors, we know that has been shown with e-cigarettes and vapes, lots of targeted marketing for children. So that's even more concerning.
Okay, Dr. Ginette Poulin, addiction specialist, joining us on this today. Thank you so much for your insights.
Thank you.